And what is up, everyone on YouTube? Coming at you with another reaction video. This one is talking about the LSU versus Clemson game that wrapped up on August 30th. It was a nighttime game. LSU did end up getting the win, as you can see in the preview and in the graphic on the screen. LSU won 17-10. However, they should have honestly won by a lot more, given how well, or I guess not well, if you want to call it, LSU played. What I mean by that is LSU outgained Clemson by a lot. They really played better than what the score predicted, or what the score entails. It's just they turned the ball over quite a few times, and there was also a questionable call on a touchdown if it was a catch or not a catch, and it was not a catch. Otherwise, it would have been 24-10 just off of that. That being said, LSU played a really, really good game and came into Clemson in their Death Valley and basically proved that the real Death Valley belongs in Baton Rouge. And I've always just known the Death Valley to be in Baton Rouge. I've never really known to be another Death Valley per se in Clemson, South Carolina. So when I heard that this morning, I was like, okay, I'm really hoping LSU wins just to shut those people up, and they did what they needed to do. Clemson, though, they do have a few things they need to work on, especially if they're going to be contenders for the playoffs and for the ACC championship. Because as we saw earlier on August 30th, Alabama got taken down by Florida State, and Florida State ran the ball with very, very good efficiency, and that is something that Clemson was not able to do in this game. Clemson ran the ball for less than 50 yards. That's not going to get it done against anybody. If you can't run the ball, and if you're one-dimensional, then it's easy to figure out how they're going to be able to stop you. And Florida State proved that they could stop Alabama. So no reason to believe that they can't stop Clemson. And they've got to play each other, because I'm pretty sure they play each other anyway. Double checking that to make sure, but I'm fairly certain they play each other. Make sure that, because I don't want to say they play each other and they don't. Yes, they do. They play each other November the 8th. So unless things change, I do see Florida State winning that game when that game comes around. But again, that's not for another 2 months. So that being said, LSU, Clemson, good game overall, but bottom line, LSU could have won by a lot more. Clemson, they could have done a lot better if they could have ran the ball. As to who each team has coming up next, we'll go ahead and kind of preview that. If I can pull up their schedule. There it is. All right, so Clemson, the next game they've got coming up is against Troy at 2:30. So Clemson should be able to win that one fairly convincingly when they play. And as for LSU, the LSU Tigers, LSU's, okay, that's definitely not right. All right, after beating Clemson, LSU takes on Louisiana Tech next Saturday, which should be a gimme game for them as well. So both teams have gimme games coming up, but for LSU, their gimme game more or less is the tune-up game, because the next game after that, they're going up against Florida, and Florida is going to be a tough customer no matter how you look at it. But they are playing in Baton Rouge, so they're playing at their own version of Death Valley, which is the real Death Valley. So LSU came out of this game looking pretty decent. They do need to clean up a few things, which I'm sure they'll use the game against Louisiana Tech to make sure that they do that in, because they did fumble the ball twice in the game, and you don't ever want to turn the ball over, but much less you don't want to just fumble the ball altogether. So just a few things here and there for LSU to clean up, but overall, pretty solid performance from LSU, and looking forward to see what they do next week against Louisiana Tech. As for Clemson, I already told you where they're going in their next game, but again, they're going up against Troy, and they'll be using that game to tune some things up, because they've got to start running the ball a little bit better than what they showed today, because if they can't run the ball that well, they're not going to last too long in the ACC. I can tell you that right now. Nor will they make the playoffs. So that being said, if you guys have any different opinions, or If you guys have any comments on any other previews or reviews you would like to see down the road, just make sure you leave a comment down below in the comment section. Also, be sure to check out the other game reviews that I have done this week and keep it tuned for the latest coverage. Mark Gaiman signing off.